Okay, so I'm going to briefly explain you the field in which we're operating. Netatmo is a smart home company, so we're making smart home products. There are lots of companies making smart home products, and there's been for quite a long time, and I would like to share with you our thoughts on this market. First, the most important thing to understand that the smart home revolution is ready to take off right now, and there are very rational reasons why this is the case. We have an alignment of planets in the market, which makes the smart home revolution possible. The first thing is we have an install base of 4 billion of smartphones. If you don't have a smartphone, you cannot enter the smart home. Why? Because the smartphone is a universal remote with which you're going to pilot your home. You're not going to go to your computer to change the heating. You need a much easier interface, and the smart home is one. It's the same for the tablets. The tablets are very important in our market. Why? Because the tablet sits in the home. They are always there. And there is only 1 billion of tablets, but they're like the universal remote of your home. Another very important consequence of the explosion of the smartphone and the tablet market is that all the components we're using in our smart home devices have gone much cheaper. So the Wi-Fi chip, Bluetooth, processor now, because we have all the benefits from the economy of scale of the smartphone industry, we can make a connected thermostat for a very little premium compared to a non-connected thermostat. And also Wi-Fi, which is a key technology for the smart home, is now completely mainstream. We have in developed countries more than 90% of homes which are equipped with Wi-Fi, meaning that if you sell a smart home device saying, this is a Wi-Fi, you need Wi-Fi to connect this device, then the customer gets it, understands what it means, and probably he has Wi-Fi in his home. If you look about what are the needs, what people do want to do in the smart home, the first demand is for smart thermostat. Why? Because if you pay 179 euro for an Netatmo smart thermostat, you're going to get back 300 euro. If you're in France, you're going to get back 300 euro the first year of usage of the thermostat in sparing energy. Why? Because a smart thermostat is much smarter than a dumb one. It understands how your home is insulated. It looks at the weather forecast. It looks at the weather data. It has access to the outside temperature. Lots of things which make it much smarter, and you're going to get your money back. The second main need is smart home security, and then we have all other, I would say, topic of the smart homes, which are clearly into the demands from the customers. I would say, probably if I had done this presentation 3 or 4 years ago, I wouldn't have stressed on the artificial intelligence, because the topic 3 or 4 years ago was to connect devices which were unconnected. Now the topic is really to make them smarter. And I'll spend 1 or 2 minutes explaining what does it mean to have a device which is smarter. So artificial intelligence, the way it works usually is first you come with a disruptive service, for instance, a Google search. Okay, what was the disruption when Google was launched? It was just that the page was lighter and so easier to load. And when you're operating those services, you're getting lots of data. Our thermostats are constantly getting data, our cameras are constantly getting data, and this is constructing an annotated database where basically you understand the situation. And using that, you have the raw data on which you can have your AI and machine learning working, and then you can come with better algorithm and you can update your devices. So I'm going to give you an example with our smart home security camera. We have a smart home security camera with face recognition. When we launched the service, we were using a state-of-the-art technique for face recognition, and which was good enough to put the product on the market. And then we have acquired a very large face database of all the people which have been using our service with millions of faces. And in the app, if you had a mistake, I mean, if the camera did not properly recognize someone, you could easily fix it, okay? And using that, we've been able to construct a much better algorithm. And then we have updated the software of our cameras. And we've been rotating that loop since 2015. For the last 3 years, we've been constantly releasing new neural networks for face recognition, and our product is getting better and better and better and better. And it's the same for our thermostat, it's the same for all the devices we send, is the artificial intelligence is really built into the system, and we have a whole process of enhancing the product and making them better through artificial intelligence. So what's the whole point of that? The whole point of that is using artificial intelligence to make your home smarter, and there are three reasons why you want to do that. The first one is to be more efficient. It's clearly the case with our thermostat. It's clearly the case for some of the product we are developing with Velux. For instance, your Velux windows will open automatically if the air is fresher outside. The shutters and the rollers will go down if you have too much sun. So it's clearly about efficiency, thermal efficiency and building efficiency. You know that 30% of the world global CO2 emission are linked to heating and cooling buildings. So this is clearly a very important topic. The second thing is to replace repetitive tasks. If you think about it in your home, you're spending every day a large amount of time doing repetitive tasks. Like when you're leaving your home, you're just going in every single room and making sure the light is out, etc. If you are in the hotel, obviously you don't have to do that because when you remove your key, it turns all the light down. Why don't you have the same service in your home? So typically, a smart home is also about replacing repetitive tasks that you're constantly doing in your home, like changing the temperature in a specific room, etc., etc. And the third thing is to make life easier. Our market is fueled by the rollout of the voice assistant. The first usage of voice assistants globally, especially in the US, where now it's pretty massive, is to play music. So you say, hey, Alexa, please play music. The second usage, with roughly 20-25% of the customer base, is using voice as an interface to control the home. So they're going to say, hey, Alexa, please put the heater on. Hey, Alexa, please turn off the light. And this is definitively fueling our market. So that was a very short presentation. It's basically to say that the smart home, the connectivity brought into everyday devices which sit in your home plus artificial intelligence is really going to make your homes more efficient and more comfortable places. Thank you very much.
One question I have for you, Fred. Are you going to fundraise more capital in the future?
No.
No? You don't need it?
No.
You are cash flow positive?
Oh,
something
yes.
Like this?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So it's very good. Thank you.